Oh, crap. Those were my first thoughts when I caught my child with porn. I mean, my heart just sank. How long has it been going on? Did someone show him all of this or did he stumble upon it? How am I going to block this? And crap, now I have another uncomfortable conversation that I need to have with my kid. Hello, my name is Christina Campos. I'm founder of The Impactful Parent, and every week I give you parenting videos to help you in your parenting journey. If you have a particular topic or parenting question about your school-age child that you would like for me to address, please submit it at theimpactfulparent@gmail.com or by messaging me on social media. And all submissions are kept anonymous. Today I'm going to be talking about porn, but you're going to have to talk about porn too, eventually. Impactful parents can't avoid it because our children can't avoid it either. Sure, you can be a naive parent and think that everything's going to be okay because you have parental controls and an innocent child. But research shows that 73% of teens have seen porn before the age of 17. And more than half of those kids said that they saw it before the age of 13. This is why parents must understand the harmful impacts of pornography on kids and then have a plan for discussing porn with children, and even better, a game plan for keeping porn away from their kids for as long as possible. So that's what I'm going to be addressing today in this episode of The Impactful Parent. Let's get started. Why parents need to care that their child is watching porn. Pornography, although easily accessible in the digital age, can have a detrimental consequence on the young and impressionable adolescent brain. Now, here are a few reasons why parents should be concerned. Your child can develop a distorted perception of sexuality. Exposure to explicit content may lead to unrealistic expectations and distorted views on a healthy relationship and consensual sexual encounters. Children can develop an inability to distinguish between fantasy and reality. Number 2, emotional and psychological effects can happen. Frequent exposure to pornography can desensitize an individual, potentially hindering their ability to form those meaningful connections, and they can foster unrealistic expectations. Number 3, increased sexual behaviors. Pornography can encourage a curiosity to try oral sex, anal sex, and group sex. Number 4, addiction potential. Pornography consumption can become addictive over time, leading to dependency and an unhealthy preoccupation with sexual fantasies, potentially interfering with academic performance and social activities and overall mental well-being. And number 5, insecurities. Girls tend to get body image insecurities after watching porn, and boys get insecure about their sexual performance. Part 2, how to talk to your kid about porn. All right, we know now that pornography could be pretty bad on that adolescent brain, but we're going to have this conversation. The chances of your child stumbling upon porn is extremely high. So here are some strategies to engage in open conversations about pornography. Number 1, the first thing you need to do is establish a safe and non-judgmental environment. Create an atmosphere where children feel comfortable discussing their questions and concerns without fear or punishment from you. This means no teasing or laughing or talking around the subject or turning your eyes away, even when you're trying to talk to your child. And I know that this is going to be an uncomfortable conversation. Same here. But if you act uncomfortable with your body language, even though your words are saying, "You can talk to me," your child still won't believe that you are a safe place. So practice looking natural if you have to. Give yourself a pep talk beforehand and whatever you need to do to make sure that you feel approachable to your child. Number 2, start talking about healthy relationships early. Begin appropriate conversations about what a healthy relationship looks like, what consent is, and sexuality at a very early age. This is going to open the door to further discussion in the future about more explicit material when the time is right. Number 3, make your expectations clear. Children with access to cell phones and other devices with cameras need to know your rules about taking photos and videos. You need to tell your child point blank that it is not okay for them to take pictures or videos of themselves or anyone else and their private parts. And also explain to your child that it's the law, not your rules. This is something they can seriously get in trouble for, and no one should ever be asking them for nude photos. And if they see nude photos online, that's not okay either. Just say it out loud. Your kids need to hear it. It is something that you just have to say point blank. Number 4, stay calm and ask questions. This is probably the most challenging part, if you ask me, because maybe you want to ask your child where they found the porn. Perhaps you want to ask them how long this has been going on. Or maybe you want to ask your child how it made them feel. But no matter what you ask, it would be best to be prepared for their answer and then not overreact. Also, be sure to ask the most important question, which is, do you have any questions for me about what you saw? This is going to show your child that you are open for discussion and you are a place that they can come to get answers. Number 5, explain the difference between what they saw and real life. Your child doesn't know the difference yet, so you're going to have to explain that. Their experience with sex is hopefully very, very minimal. So what they see and what they've experienced, there's going to be a huge disconnect. Suppose the only sex that they've ever seen or experienced is porn. Well, in this case, they already have a skewed view of what sex is and how it starts, how long it lasts, the roles people play, and what is pleasurable and what's not. Plus, they don't even really understand what intimacy is. So this is where a parent needs to step up, step in, and set things straight and give them a different perspective of what sex really is. Number 6, encourage critical thinking. Teach children to critically analyze media and question portrayals of sex and relationships that they encounter online. Please encourage them to consider the differences between that fantasy and reality. This encouraging of critical thinking and thinking for themselves is going to be super helpful, not only in this subject, but in others. But it'll get them starting to make their own conclusions from what they know. Number 7, make your child feel normal. Make sure your child knows that sexual curiosity and sexual feelings are normal. You may want to take this opportunity to also talk about maybe masturbation or other parts of sex, but let your child know that they aren't feeling anything wrong. In fact, them stumbling upon porn does not necessarily mean that they did anything wrong either. So allow your child to feel normal, and this will make them bring down their guard, and it makes you less threatening. And number 8, repeat the conversation. You cannot have this conversation once and then let it go. Oh, I wish that was the case, but you can't. You have to revisit this conversation throughout adolescence if you want this lesson to stick. The bottom line is that you can't avoid this conversation. So you're going to need to prepare for it. And hopefully the 8 tips given today will help you think about the things that need to go inside of this conversation when you're ready. Part 3, preventing porn in the first place. Of course, this is exactly what we want, and we do need to take steps to prevent pornography from hitting our child's eyes as best we can. So here are some things that you can do to help minimize their exposure. Number 1, establish internet safety rules. Set clear guidelines on internet usage and implement parental controls and filters to block as much of the inappropriate content as possible. Number 2, warn your child. As soon as you give your child a phone or a computer or a tablet, tell them about porn so that they know that you know it's out there and something that they can talk to you about in the future if it happens to pop on up on their screen. Number 3, tell your child what you want them to do. Many parents skip this step. What do you want your child to do when they come across porn? Do you want them to report it to you? Do you want them to ignore it? If you don't tell your child what to do, they will watch the porn out of curiosity and then fill in the blanks with their own narrative of what they should be doing next. So be specific about your expectations. Number 4, monitor online activities. Regularly check your child's browser history and social media interactions and online contacts. Encourage healthy digital habits while respecting their privacy. In addition, make rules around electronics that would discourage watching porn. For example, no computers in their bedroom as a rule, maybe no electronics after 9 p.m., maybe no chat rooms. Number 5, encourage healthy hobbies and engagement. Foster meaningful offline activities and ensure children's access to enriching experiences that capture their interests and keep them occupied. So maybe they want to minimize their screen time. And number 6, teach critical media literacy. Equip your children to differentiate between explicit material and content that aligns with their values and aspirations. This goes back to encouraging that critical thinking. Addressing the issue of pornography is a challenging task for all parents, but understanding the potential harmful effects of pornography on the adolescent brain, and then initiating open conversations and implementing preventative measures, parents can empower their children to make informed decisions and navigate a healthy path toward their adulthood. I hope this information brought you value today. Become a more impactful parent by downloading the Impactful Parent app. The Impactful Parent app is free and full of episodes just like this one to help you in your parenting journey. Because investing in your family looks like learning the warning signs of certain behaviors so that you could stop the bad things before they start. And it's about making your parenting more intentional so that you can be more effective. There is so much more inside the Impactful Parent app that you got to go check it out. And since it's free, you got nothing to lose. So go to your phone's app store and type in The Impactful Parent, and I'll be there. Or you can go to theimpactfulparent.com and download the app from my website. But until next time, you got this, parents. I'm just here to help.